And live coverage of tonight's Stepladder final begins with a roll-off for the 4-5 position. Ron Moore versus Brian Kretzer. And our opening shot tonight is an 8 count. It's Mike Jakubowski with David Small. We welcome you to Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana. David, an interesting situation in the position round dictated this roll-off between Brian Kretzer and Ron Moore to determine the 4-5 seed, and basically that involves a choice of lane for our opening match.
Exactly. We had a crazy position round. Baker was in, 8th? And he vaulted from 8th to 3rd. We had Kretzer that was in 5th. He tied with Ron Moore. Ron was in 2nd, dropped to 4th. It was like a throwing a deck of cards out there and seeing what would happen. And
so Kretzer needs 9.
And there's a 9.
And gets 9. So Brian Kretzer now officially the number 4 seed, and he will determine who starts the match. And we'd like to welcome everyone to David Small's Championship Lanes. Mike Jakubowski with the man, David Small. And the Indiana Slam continues, David, with a title event here tonight. And as always, a great Stepladder final. But first, thanks for having us. We'll have you back-to-back shows, and we'll see a Pro Bowl West coming up for 2 events. But first, tonight, it's the Championship Lanes Classic finale. And now we know our number 4 and 5 seeds, and it's an interesting mix of talent and Hall of Famers.
It's a great mix tonight. It's been an interesting week. Kind of a little bit on the off-scoring pace, but not terrible. But Cheetah's been playing a little tricky this week, and we haven't seen any 300 games yet. But we're going to put a little bonus up tonight to try to get the guys a little motivated to shoot a 300. But the field tonight's awesome. I'm looking for some good scores and some great matches.
So the roll-off, won by Kretzer. Kretzer determines that Moore will begin. Opening match.
Beautiful shot.
Here we go.
Great shot by Ron this week. Very smooth all week long. Made his climb. Kept things moving along really, really well. And it's Brian Kretzer now coming on. Brian looked like he was limping a little bit earlier. Looks like he might have pulled a hammy or something.
He's had a hip issue, and it's been repetitive over the last several events, and it hasn't stopped him from competing. And it hasn't stopped him from competing at a high level. And Brian Kretzer makes another Stepladder final here in Anderson.
Opening shot here, lane 34. Beautiful shot to open up. We're going to have a lot of enthusiasm from the crowd tonight. They've really enjoyed the event here as we get an extra look at Brian Kretzer. You see him laying the ball down right just inside the first arrow, probably swinging it out to about 3-4 at the break point, letting it roll nicely. And what we've seen this week is it's not a cheetah that you can exactly just attack from left to right and throw to the gutter, bank it off the gutter, and snap it back. You've actually had to place the ball a lot closer to the outside and roll the ball up, and that kind of affects the carry a little bit on that angle. Looking to open with a double. And trips the 4-9. There we go.
Yeah, a little break early. There's a look at the nice fans in attendance. Great support for this event. Extra look at Kretzer.
Another great shot. You see he's right around the first arrow on that. Little soft, but boom, and bye-bye 4-9.
And that just a pinch in from where he was on the other lane, but Kretzer opens with a double. You see the red, white, and blue motif here. Why Championship Lanes?
Great story behind that, actually. Dick Weber, the ambassador of bowling, bowled his last PBA tournament here. So we named it Dick Weber. We named it Championship after Dick Weber.
Great legacy of
Oh,
Weber.
and another trip 4. There we go.
One good break deserves another.
We've seen a lot of 10 pins this week, but we have seen a lot of trip 4s. You can see Ron's going to be right around that first arrow again. You see he's going out to 2, 3, 4 and trips that 4 pin out.
A couple different angles. We've got Kretzer, who's around 4, just outside that first arrow, and Moore a good 2-3 boards deeper. Opening match in the Championship Lanes Classic here in Anderson. And it's a great stepladder as we will move up and along here tonight.
Again, we haven't seen any 300 games here this week. Highest we've had is 297. Got an even match, and Moore looking to open with the front 3 and take a 10-pin lead. And leaves the 4-pin this time.
Oh, no 4-9 break last time. Ron Moore's last title, can you believe it, coming in 2012 at the Senior Decatur Open. Another look.
And that's crazy that it's been 4 years since his last title. He's one of the most talented players. I mean, he had the premier year in 2008 when he just crushed the senior tour, won every event. I think he bowled 14 events. All right, covers it up.
He went the entire season and finished no worse than fourth in any event. And it is hard to believe that his last national title coming 4 years ago at the Senior Decatur Open.
He won the Masters that year. He won the U.S. Open that year. I mean, he cleaned everybody's clock. Kind of like Pete Weber was doing so far this year.
Weber, a certainty for back-to-back PBA50 Player of the Year. Now, Brian Kretzer, PBA50 Tour rookie. He owns a PBA Tour title and 15 regionals and one PBA50 regional, his first.
Beautiful shot by Brian there to take an 11-pin lead early in our first match. Once again, you see Brian way, way, way out there around the first arrow, trying to go a little bit straighter, a little bit less hook than Ron Moore. Punches the pocket, drives ton in the pet.
Brian Kretzer turned 50. He went to Sun City West, Arizona, bowled his first PBA 50 regional, won it, and then went on to finish third in the Suncoast Senior U.S. Open. And that was Kretzer's begin as a PBA 50 Tour rookie.
Nice start. Looking to open our first match with the front four. Beautiful shot.
That $1,000 bonus might go away early.
Might.
A $1,000 bonus in place for a perfect game on tonight's program, and Kretzer has a shot. Ron Moore owns 8 senior national tour titles. And David, that magical season came back in 2011 with a record-tying 4 wins, including the Senior U.S. Open, and that year earned him his second PBA 50 Player of the Year honor.
All the years run together for me anymore, Mike J. It's that senior moment.
No worries. Easy to happen. On the rail and brings it back.
Ron is just one of the nicest guys out here. Just such a wonderful personality. Originally from Fort Wayne, which is very exciting for him. You know, he now lives in Las Vegas, lived in Alaska for 30 years. First time we had the tournament in Fort Wayne 2 years ago. It was great to see his whole family there root him on. A lot of people he hadn't seen in a long time, so it's kind of a nice homecoming for him.
Ron wants to win badly.
Yes, he does.
4 top 5 finishes last year with a best of 30. Didn't get to the winner's circle. He hasn't won in 4 years. He needs to run the ladder tonight to get that win.
He's down 21 pins right now. Strike here cuts the lead to just 11. It's a lot of room. And soft air comes.
Yeah, oh, no.
Almost.
Those month-old pins refuse to go down.
Yeah, they're only a month old, that's for sure. Again, just a beautiful style, and there he goes, sends it way, 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 way out there, and here comes the messenger. Come on, not quite.
Stupid round bottoms.
I tell you. Good spare. Good spare.
So a double and a couple of 9 counts, but Kretzer runs the front 4.
Kretzer now stepping up to the 50. Currently has a 21-pin lead. Get 5 in a row here. Take a 31-pin lead right off the bat. Kind of going to put Ron in a little bit of world of hurt right here because we've seen some great matches, but we haven't seen a whole lot of guys come from behind to win in the match play. It's been you got out ahead, you stayed ahead. Looking for the front 5. Perhaps that's 10-pin out. Again, you see Brian kind of walking up there right outside the first arrow. That power that he has with going off the side of the ball, kind of getting it down the lane a little farther and popping it in, snaps that 10-pin out.
Winner here gets Hall of Famer Tom Baker. Brian Voss waits in the semifinal. He's never won a national senior title. And Lenny Borish will bowl the title match back-to-back weeks in Indiana. Now Kretzer, front 5.
That's in. Oh, we got lucky on that one. He pulled that ball a good 2 boards. You see his reaction. He's like, oops. You can see this ball. It's definitely in a little bit farther than he thought. About 2 boards, but he had a lot of speed on it. And you see, okay, safe. I'm all right. We talk critical shots in the match. Right here. Ron's down 41 pins right off the bat. We're only 5 frames in for Ron, 6 frames for Kretzer. Ron needs to get one going. There we go.
Wide path to the pocket. It's a 35-foot PBA50 cheetah pattern. And here's an extra look.
Beautiful shot by Ron. You see him hit just inside the first arrow out to about 3-4 and rips those 3 pounds, 6 ounce, 1-month-old pins apart. If ever he needs a strike, he needs it here.
Yeah, Bang Bang gives Kretzer a little something to think about. Under the red, white, and blue here at Championship Lanes, Anderson, Indiana. Opening match in the Championship Lanes Classic.
Must strike here to cut the lead to 31. Oh, there it goes. Late fall, but down it goes. And you hear our fans definitely enjoying this title match or opening match so far. They're getting into it. He gnarled on that one a little harder. Solid 10-pin. Boom, down we go.
I'd rather be great late.
Let's see if the little bonus I put up made him a little nervous here.
Not Kretzer.
Nah.
Not Kretzer. Not Mr. Vegas, Mr. I've been
around the world.
Yeah.
Front 6 looking to go with the front 7.
Anticipatory, maybe. Nervous, nah. Mixing and
2-4-5. That kind of opens the door up for Ron just a little bit. He got a little fast on that one. Kind of got around the side just a little bit. 2-4-5.
Just enough.
Now, interestingly enough, spares on the left side have been very difficult this week. Ball, once it hits that dry, it takes off. Very, very easy opportunity here to chop the 2 off the 4. And covers it nicely. Eighth frame looking to come back with a strike, get another string going.
And a little off balance.
Great shot there.
Ball on line, though. Get a look at that on the... And Ron Moore steps up, double working.
Match is now getting interesting, Mike.
Yeah, 2:59 left for Moore.
2:59 for Moore and a possible 2:77.
And Kretzer pacing 2:47, so this match could get a lot tighter. Double working, and Moore now in the 8th toes the line.
Oh, that's going to go. Oh, and the 1-2-10. Like I was talking about earlier with the cheetah, this isn't, you can't just swing it out that early. You see he got it way, way, way out there. Leaves the 1-2-10. It's just not going to come back like we would see on the older style cheetah that you could bank the gutter. Ron is a fantastic spare shooter. He has to have this to have a chance to win. And opens up. 164 through the 8th. Right now, the best that Ron Moore can do is 224. Kretzer's cruising at a 247 pace right now.
Tom Baker next on the step ladder.
Good shot. There we go. See the difference on that one, Mike J? Didn't quite get it as wide as early. Got it out to that 3-4 break point, and it walks right in. And that's that trickiness we talked about, is if you just miss it a little too far to the right, it's just not going to come back to this
Yeah, and
week.
that was also the angry swing.
Yeah.
As Ron opens and then does what he should have done. Now Kretzer can walk home, so he has the opportunity to do whatever he wishes in preparation for facing Tom Baker. 43-pin lead for Kretzer in the foundation frame.
And 2-4-10.
2-4-10.
Looked like he lost that one at the bottom of the swing a little bit, Mike J. Looks like he kind of got over the side of it and got it out to that little area where it might not come back. It's not a must make, but it definitely changes the complexion a little bit. A little bit. We've seen matches today that were, you know, wide leads get cut back quick. He's going to give this a run. Gives it to count.
Shovels the count.
It's going to put him at 2:15 through the ninth.
And the magic number is 225, so he'll need a mark now.
Mark in the 10th frame. If he gets 9, Ron Moore can step up, strike out, and tie him. So Brian Kretzer needs a mark to advance to meet Hall of Famer Tommy Baker.
Ball's in. And
that held nice.
More
Good shot.
speed.
A little more speed on that one. Good shot. That solidifies the match. He got that one in just a little bit. A little closer to between the first and second arrow. Looks like he took a little hand out of it and was able to get that strike to win the match.
Might have just been the high, hard one. I'm not going to flirt with the gutter in that situation.
Sometimes that's not a bad idea.
Take badness out of play.
Exactly.
Brian Kretzer and is going to move on and face Hall of Famer Tom Baker.
In a good opening game, going to be in the 240s. No, there. Gives it a little more room. Leaves a 6-10 for a 243. A good opening game for Brian Kretzer.
Another top 5, and anything other than a win is a disappointing finish for Ron Moore, but Ron continues to put himself in a position to win, and eventually you cash those opportunities in. That's the one he was looking for in the 9th.
And you see he's just shaking his head right now because that one mistake, he could have given it a caught him with that.
Sure.
Could have caught him with that one. But once again, there's no nicer gentleman than Ron Moore. If you look on the back of his jersey, you just see a little smiley face. I always call him More and More Smiles.
5th place finish for Ron Moore, and Brian Kretzer will move on. We'll be back. Coming up next, Brian Kretzer takes on Tom Baker. Live, it's Dave Small's Championship Lanes Classic, presented by Rotogrip. 11th stop on the PBA50 Tour. Stay with us live on Extra Frame.
Congratulations to Brian Kretzer there for the opening match and Ron Moore, great all week. 5 top 5 appearances by anyone's standards is a great year, and he's got 3 tournaments left to go. And I know he's looking for that winner's circle, but 5 top 5 is pretty awesome. Congratulations to Ron Moore. Tommy Baker, the USBC and the PBA Hall of Famer, is going to come on board. He's going to take 6 warm-up shots, and we'll get match number 2 underway for you right away. 6 shots for Baker. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for match number 2. Here's a little bit about Tommy Baker. He's from King, North Carolina. He's a world champion. He's won 10 times on the PBA Tour, 12 championships out here on the PBA50 Tour. He was our PBA50 Tour Player of the Year 4 consecutive years, 2005 through 2008. He's a USBC and PBA Hall of Famer. Give it up for Tommy Baker. Kretzer's going to start the match. It's going to be a good one. Good luck, guys.
John Weber Tracker exclusive to Extra Frame, our esteemed tournament director making things happen. And it is Mike Jakubowski back with David Small at Championship Lanes. The Classic rolls on for a PBA 50 Tour title. And now Brian Kretzer will open the match against Tom Baker.
Good shot to open the match. Brian again still playing nicely right around that first arrow. He's going a little straighter is greater and knocks them all down. Opens the match up. Now you're going to see a totally different style with Tommy Baker. Tommy is going to swing the ball from farther inside to farther outside with a lot less speed, but you'll see the same result.
Opening pitch for Baker is a
Oh,
good one.
yeah, there we go. And you can see Tommy just softly looping that ball from closer to the second arrow than where they are. You see he's a lot closer to the second arrow, out to the 3, 4, 5 board. That beautiful side rotation he puts on the ball gives it plenty of length and just enough power on the back to snap it in. Tommy's 61 years old now.
And he's got a Baker's dozen, 12 PBA 50 titles, tied with Dale Eagle, looking to move into second place on the all-time list tonight with the Baker's dozen. 13, trailing John Hanegard all-time, who has 14.
Looking to have a quick double here. Take a 10 and lead. Beautiful shot.
Bang, bang.
That soft looping speed way outside, out to almost a 2 board on that one, brings it back solid in the hole.
Kretzer, a winner on the national tour in the Go RVing Match Play Championship, and he won it with a 3-game total set. All strikes here.
Double here to even the match. Great shot. And we see the 2 different styles out there. Kretzer with the speed and the hard, going harder up the gutter, right around the first arrow. Tommy with the softer speed, looping it out from the second arrow, both going about the same break point out there. 4 great shots to open the match up with. Strike here on lane 33 in the 3rd frame will give Kretzer a 10-pin lead early in our 2nd match of the evening. Great shot. And you see the confidence with Kretzer. It just seems to be getting stronger and stronger as the matches go on. It looks like he's getting down a little bit better now than he was in the first match. 3 great shots to open with. But he got the Hall of Famer Tom Baker up there.
That you do. Tom coming off a foot injury where he missed the PBA 50 World Championship, best finish this year. A 3rd at George Pappas's Victory Lanes in the Mooresville event. And Tom didn't like something, backs off. Tom's last win coming in Dayton at the Dayton Classic. And Tom was a 2-time winner on the senior tour back in 2014.
Strike here in the 3rd for Tommy will even this matchup. Great shot by Tom.
Ball rolled between the 8 and the 9.
And you want to talk about a perfect strike?
Yeah, watch the ball through the pins.
Out to that 3, 4, 5, and we'll just split the 8, 9 right down the middle. When the ball finishes right in the center of the machine, you know it was a perfect strike.
Well, we got 2 cracks at that extra $1,000 perfect game bonus. David Small putting on the line tonight. Tom Baker, member of both PBA and USBC Halls of Fame. And he owns 10 PBA Tour titles and 12 on the senior circuit.
Again, Tommy stops. Tommy's been nursing his calf a little bit this week. He's been hurting a little bit, and a couple of times during the match play today, he stopped a few times. If he tweaked it just a little bit or got a little too far forward, it kind of tweaked on him, twinged, and he had to stop. See if you can get a four-bagger here to open up with. That's inside. Oh, and that held. Wow.
Hambo.
Well done. Tommy was 3 or 4 boards inside of where his last one was, and he got that ball to hold. And you can see his reaction. He was kind of licking his chops after that one.
Darn right. That's like a light bulb going off. Hey, we call that the shim of love way back when. So the rookie on the PBA50 Tour steps up. All strikes in our second match. Hall of Famer Brian Voss is waiting in the semifinal. Lofted that one just a touch more.
Leaves a 7-pin on that shot. Got that ball out a little bit more, just inside the first arrow. Went just a touch longer, leaves the 7-pin.
It was just enough where it didn't finish hard enough to slide out that 7.
Probably could have missed another board to the right and might have come back a little bit harder. Should be an easy spare. Kretzer going to go hard and straight. And believe me, that is what we need to teach our kids today on spare shooting. Straighter is greater. You don't need to see the ball cover the whole lane to make a spare. You just want to knock it over. You got 13 inches to play around with in each direction on a pin. And you don't need to use it all. Brian Kretzer down 11 right now, stepping up on the left lane. Needs a strike here. We're early in our second match. Nice light hit. And that's been the premium hit this week, has been the light hit. We have seen a lot of corner pins this week because of the entry angle of the ball. You see Brian that time gets the light shaker, and down they go.
Tom Baker, the 2005 PBA 50 Player and Rookie of the Year, now SS next to his name. That's super senior, players 60 and greater. 4-time PBA 50 Player of the Year consecutively.
Looking for 5 in a row. Oh, and the Paralyzer. Paralyzer 5-pin. You hear Tommy kind of going, little trick shot there. What happens on a Paralyzer 5-pin is the ball hits the 5 with another pin simultaneously hitting it, kind of spins it off a little bit, and leaves the 5-pin. Should be close your eyes and throw at it, spare. Hooking at it, nice, and hits it.
Another chance to throw the strike ball, and Baker fills the frame.
2 games down, Mike J. Phew. Just kidding, fans, just kidding.
Hey, we're glad you're with us live on Extra Frame. It's the first of 2 hosted by David Small here at David Small's Championship Lanes. And we'll see you at the Pro Bowl West in Fort Wayne for 2 events. Beginning Sunday, it's the DeHaze Insurance Group event, followed by the Dick Weber PBA 60 Championship. Light bucket combo, double wood.
2-8 on that shot. Looks like Tommy lost it just a touch at the bottom. You see, dropped it behind the foul line. Lost it just a touch. Didn't quite get the lift in the fingers behind the ball to bring it back. He got it to his regular break point, but without the lift, you're not going to quite get it back. Very difficult spare on this condition as the ball continues to move left. The ball will not stop. Tommy's probably going to shoot it off his strike line and let the ball hook across the lane into the 2. And the ball will take out the 8, and Tommy once again has to stop. Shooting it off the gutter. Oh, and punched it in the face perfectly. See his reaction. See that ball staying way, way, way outside, and then there's the break to the left. Covers it 2-8. Brian Kretzer now only down 7 pins.
Kretzer with 15 regional titles, with his 1 national PBA Tour title and his 1 PBA50 senior regional title. So 17 total PBA banners for Kretzer, looking for his first national PBA50 title here tonight.
Oh, great shot to take the lead.
Little stick at the line, and he fell away a little bit. Watch it.
Again, he's been nursing his hip a little bit. Looks like he kind of tweaked his hip just a little bit, but that strike right there takes a 2-pin lead over Baker.
Saw quite a bit of that. Brian was dealing with that at the PBA 50 World Championship at the Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
And that's so hard sometimes when you know you're nursing something like both these guys are. It gets in your head and you get a little bit nervous to execute as hard as you can. Double here makes it a 3-bagger and a 12-pin lead. Great shot by Brian. And our fans here definitely enjoying the action this evening. Another great shot by Kretzer. You can see him trying to nurse that hip just a little bit. Buries all 10 in the pit.
That record, 4 PBA 50 titles in one season, was obliterated when Pete Weber won 6 this year.
Only 6?
Only 6.
Great shot by Baker, showing why he's a Hall of Famer. Once again, you see the soft loop outside to the 3-4-5 board and all 10 down. Critical shot of the match here for Baker. Right now, he's down 18 pins. Strike here will cut that lead down to just 8 at this point. That looks good. Okay, soft 10.
Slides the 7 out. That could have been ugly. 7 the last to go here.
Looks like he dropped that one just a little bit, got behind the ball. Half pocket hit. Fortunate to get the 7-pin out. We did see a lot of 7-10s this week. Again, that entry angle, not having that bounce, hard bounce off the gutter. A little softer reaction. We saw quite a few 7-10s this week. Saw a couple of them made, too.
Yeah, you never see Tom back off. Tom just goes.
It's the 4th time he's backed off tonight.
Needs to convert this to trail by 12.
All right, good cover, Tom.
And he gets it.
Kind of smiling.
That's Bakes. He's fun to watch. He'll let you know what's going on. Kretzer, as we mentioned, was dealing with some pain and grabbing that hip, and he still managed to finish 5th in the recent Treasure Island Resort and Casino World Championship.
Baker right now has a possible 247. Once again, Kretzer is going at 249 pace right now. Potential 279. 8th frame. Great shot.
Cured it.
Another great shot by Brian. Once again, straighter is greater on this pattern. Right inside that first arrow, out to the 5 board, boom, 10 down. He's making it look simple.
And to speak to Brian Kretzer, you know, a lot of folks know Brian. He's the slow roller, but Kretzer can be as flexible as the next guy.
Absolutely, you have to be out here if you want to make money. I mean, if you're a one-trick pony, forget it. You're going to bowl one tournament, and that's about it. And even when you know the pattern and you know what the design is, it's going to play different in every bowling center. Every bowling center has a different characteristic. This strike right here puts him in the 250s. Great shot. And you see his reaction. Baker is now in an absolute must-strike situation. Once again, we see great extra look from Jeff Goodyear. Brian just sends that ball out. A little extra power on that one, snapping the 10-pin out. Tommy has to have them all to shoot 247. That will make Brian show up and get a mark, kind of like our first game.
Oh, and too soft. That's going to end the run for Tom Baker.
And he's hurting. He's hurting right now. He had no speed on that ball whatsoever. He's really starting to hurt.
Brian Kretzer in a similar match to the first. Big open frame for the opponent. And Kretzer can think about the next opponent.
I think Tommy just wants to finish this game and get it over with. He really looks like he's in some pain right now.
This is torture.
Brian Kretzer is going to move on to the semifinal where another PBA Hall of Famer waits. And can't understate it. It's amazing that Brian Voss has not won on the senior tour. He hasn't participated a lot, but over the last several years, he has participated a lot.
He has.
For someone of his caliber, I know how much Brian Voss wants to win. We all want to win, but
watching him today was really the first time in a long time I saw Brian as hungry as he was. It was almost watching someone with just with total primal instincts going at it. And Tommy finishes with a strike for a 2-11. And I know he's like, I could win, that'd be great, but thank God it's over right now. Kretzer here could take it off the sheet for 279.
Yeah, we saw vintage Voss. I mean, we saw it in match play, and giving the pins the business and a little extra run out, and the classic Voss kind of fist pump, and we saw something similar from Duke at the PBA50 World Championship, how much Norm wanted to win, and now Brian is going to have that opportunity coming up next.
Oh, he wanted it today. I hadn't seen the fist pump in a while, and that aggressive, and he's hungry. He is hungry, and I think if he's got the look that he had earlier today, I don't think you're gonna be able to stop Voss today. I really don't. I think he wants it. I think he's at that point. He just wants it that bad.
Kretzer advances, and great start to his PBA 50 career with a win in Sun City West, and then he actually also a winner in one of the regional events that was the part of the PBA 50 World Championship. Kretzer a winner at the Chameleon and also qualifying for the World Championship final. So in Kretzer's young senior career, he already has 2 regional titles and now gunning for his first national. And he's going to go up against Brian Voss next. Stay with us, live on Extra Frame.
Anyway, so congratulations to Brian moving on, and another Brian coming up this way. Brian Voss is going to take some warm-up shots along with our tournament leader Lenny Borish, and we'll get the semifinal match up for you.
How many did I get, John?
It doesn't matter. I mean, that's up to you. He gets 4, you get 6. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start the semifinal match here in Anderson, Indiana, Dave Small's Championship Lanes. It is 25-time PBA Tour champion Brian Voss going against another Brian, both looking for their first PBA50 Tour title. Brian Kretzer in his debut year, Brian Voss, who bowled a lot overseas and did a lot of clinics overseas before he joined the PBA50 Tour. So not that many tournaments under his belt as well on the PBA50 Tour. So give it up for these two bowlers. It should be a great match. Guys, good luck.
John Weber turns them loose. Both players looking for their first PBA50 national titles. Mike Jakubowski with David Small back at Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana. It's the semifinal in the Championship Lanes Classic for a PBA 50 national touring title. The number 2 seed Brian Voss has indicated that Brian Kretzer will begin this match.
And this is going to be a great match, too. PBA 50 members without titles. One's a rookie, one's a Hall of Famer. Leaves a 4-pin to start. We watched Brian Voss earlier today during the match play portion of the tournament as he did get 2 buys in. Man, he was hungry. He was throwing the ball hard and hooking it corner to corner and just really had that fire that you saw in Brian Voss 20 years ago.
And a factor now is Kretzer again laboring now. And now here he is, Brian Voss, PBA Hall of Famer, looking for his first national senior title. And he's made it to the number 2 seed.
And he wants this bad, Mike J. I think he's going to open this up really fast with a quick double and, you know, take command and show Kretzer who's in charge.
Certainly what he wants to do. PBA and USBC Hall of Famer, 25-time winner on the national tour. And he starts a little high.
Oh, and there it goes.
And he trips the 4.
And here it goes. And you're going to see Brian's playing a lot deeper than everyone else. Brian's in closer to between the second and third arrow, whipping it out to about 7-8.
And that
rips
ball
that
makes
4-pin out.
Hard turn and gets the 4 to fall.
He's taken the gutter and moved it into 7-8, where before we had the gutter at 1-2. He's changed the cheetah pattern to fit his game and moved the gutter into 7-8, where that's where he's going to bank it off and get his most power.
Brian's best PBA 50 Tour finish is second back in the 2009 Senior U.S. Open and a third in 2013 at that same major event.
Strike here for a quick double.
As you mentioned,
he wants this pretty bad, and once again you see Brian in a lot deeper than Brian Kretzer, swinging it out to 7-8 and just smashes the pins.
And classic BV on the reaction, and now bang bang against Kretzer, and we'll see if Brian can keep his feet under him. He's obviously in some bit of duress, as Baker was. And we know that Brian has been dealing with it. He just is a very matter of fact. Just something I have to deal with, and I go about my business.
Quickly down my 10 pins. Strike here will set him up. Get moving forward.
And it's in the
6-10.
nose. You could see him lose it at the bottom, and he tried to chase it through and put something on it. And here's an extra slow look.
Got it right over the mark, but he had a little soft speed on it. You see he walks away, leaves just a 6-10. Brian's a great spare shooter. He'll go hard and straight cross lane at this, try to cover as little territory as possible.
Good cover for Kretzer. Trying to keep it loose. Semi-final match, and we'll have a bit of a delay as we have a pin in the top of the deck, which normally creates some issues. And we got a little piece of deadwood out there too, which sets up the deadwood clear, one of Jeff's favorite elements of tournament play.
This is a stepladder deadwood clear, Mike.
It's a special stepladder, and it looks like Kretzer opting for the offhand spare ball because I think it's too far for the hook.
He set it down. He might be rethinking. And the hook.
Ah, the hook got it. Doggone it. See you tomorrow. And that is a tribute to the crack staff of mechanics back here that have the hook at the ready. Otherwise, necessitating the ball in the channel. So order has been restored. We'll clear that 4 off the board. And here we go. Kretzer spare, third frame.
Solid 10-pin. One of the few solid 10-pins we've seen here this evening. We've seen a ton all week, but that's definitely one. Launched the 6-pin around the 10-pin.
Body English indicated he knew it off his hand.
Hard and straight as the 10-pin. Woo! A little bit on the inside, but you don't need to knock them dead solid. Just knock them over.
By USBC rule, a slash goes in the box. Not too skinny. Didn't elicit the woo, which indicates even skinnier.
Even skinny. Well,
You've heard the woo.
Oh, I've heard the woo. I just wish I had some woo. I've got way too much what?
Here's Brian Voss. Best finish this year is 7th at George Pappas' Victory Lanes at Mooresville. He owns 4 PBA regional titles and 1 senior regional title, but nothing nationally. Double working in the 3rd.
Oh, here he goes.
And out comes the outstretched right hand, the familiar swagger, that little head bob he's got. And here's the pitch.
Once again, you see Brian inside, throwing it hard, banking it off 5-6. Boom. He goes out of our picture. He is in the zone tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Shot 297 earlier today. We thought we were going to get a 300 out of him, but not quite. Right now, he is up quickly, 23 pins, asserting himself as the man to beat right now.
Voss, the 88 PBA Player of the Year. He was the 2009 PBA 50 Rookie of the Year and has competed sporadically, but more so in recent years.
4-bagger. Here he goes. And a 33-pin lead for Brian Voss right out of the gate. You see him, he's just throwing it hard, banking it off 7, just puts it in there.
Voss spent a lot of time in Europe in the early part of his senior career, and more time in America means more time to see Brian Voss compete, and I love watching Brian Voss compete. No strikes for Brian Kretzer, 4th frame.
And if he doesn't catch a double here in the 4th and the 5th, I think Voss is just going to run away with it right now.
Momentum certainly on Voss's side. 4th frame for Kretzer.
That one's through the nose.
His body language, and now Brian's hurting, as Tom Baker was the match before.
He just can't seem to get the speed on the ball right now because you see him trying to hold it, and he just doesn't have the speed. And on this pattern, you cannot get soft. And he, right now, I believe, gave it a run. But now he's going to be down almost 50 pins.
Lenny Boris Jr. is waiting for the winner of this match. Lenny finished 2nd to Pete Weber at the South Shore Open. And he will get another crack at a title on the PBA 50 Tour. Crack one open. It's the beer frame.
Great recovery, Brian. Good shot. Good shot. He moved a little bit left with his feet right there because you saw the last 2 shots have been a little soft. He moved about 2 boards left with his feet, was able to get the ball to the regular break point. Found a little bit more oil, a little shim.
So Voss in command. Bang, bang really, really puts Kretzer on the ropes.
And you can see him just licking his chops right now. He's just thinking, I want this. I think he's going to go 5-6, and I think he's going to disappear out of our camera a couple of times. Oh yeah, gave that one a lot more room. He's got some area out there. He went about 3 or 4 boards wider than he did before. He hit inside, just inside the 2nd arrow, and that thing went out to about the 3 board.
He liked it and he walked it out. Classic Voss. How many years? One of the most popular players in PBA Tour history. Out here on the senior circuit, and you get to watch it live on Extra Frame. It's Mike Jakubowski with our host, David Small, Jeff Goodger, is driving the TriCaster 855, and Phil Brylow is in the backup seat back in Milwaukee.
Looking to open here with half a dozen, cousin. Oh,
Front
boy.
6, and how about a birthday present for Voss? He turns 58 tomorrow. How about that to celebrate if he can win here and in the title match? Not a bad one in the bunch, David.
Not a bad one at all. I'm getting nervous now.
There's a $1,000 bonus out there. Bounty laid out by David Small prior to this event for a perfect game thrown during the stepladder final. And Voss is more than eligible.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous now. He's thrown them too good.
Kretzer absolutely must, without question, get the back rest.
Good shot, Brian.
You can't get the back 8 without the first 2.
That's exactly correct, Mike J. See, he moved in a little bit on that one. He was around 7 on that one. Was able to get it out to the same break point, so he found a little bit more oil, which is good right now because he doesn't quite have that speed he had in the first 2 matches.
243 still on the possibility for Kretzer.
Another good shot. He's going, it might be just a little too late.
Brian Voss with the six-packers already pacing in the 250, so with a 243 possible for Kretzer, he would need to sheet and he'd need some help for Voss. That would be at least one open. Brian has shown 0 signs of not obliterating the pocket. 7th frame.
What do you say, boy?
Light and a
2-8-10.
2-8-10 leaves a candle in the window for Kretzer.
And once again, we see what happens when you don't catch it all. He didn't catch it all. That was the same shot in the 5th that he sent all the way out to the gutter, and he was excited how hard it came back. That was the same shot. Didn't quite catch it at the bottom. Result, 2-8-10 this week. Gets a count. Puts Brian Voss now at 175 in the 7th.
And more importantly, on a 235 pace with a 243 Kretzer max.
Changes the perception of the match again. So far, it's been interesting tonight, Mike J. All the matches have gotten kind of spread out, and then the leaders kind of come back a little bit towards them. We've seen a lot of that this week. Guys will get out hot and then kind of make it a little more exciting. I mean, I want to see some tight matches here, not runaways.
First shot in the 8th belongs to Brian Voss.
Great shot by Brian there. He's so focused right now, he's not even acknowledging anything. Right over that 10 board out to about 5, boom.
Brian Kretzer really must go bang, bang here to put a thought into Voss's head.
Possible 243 for Brian Kretzer. Just like you were saying, Mike J. Voss is cruising at a 235 pace with that open. So 2 strikes here in the 8th and the 9th for Kretzer is going to put a little, make Brian have to think a little bit. Give it a lot of room. Oh, and leaves just a 10 pin. He gave that ball a lot of room. Again, the speed's down. You see he went a little bit wider on that one with a little bit less speed, and it really kind of just bit hard on the back end.
Yeah, gee, it just sure seems that Brian is having intermittent issues with what's going to hurt this time, and it's leading to him doing things he doesn't want to do.
Gives him 142 in the 7th. Going now at a 202 pace. Pretty much Brian's going to need to mark in the 9th and 10th frame to be our winner of the semifinal match.
222 max, and Voss pacing 230.
Good shot.
222 max. Voss will finish first. 223 is the magic number to advance. Here's an extra look.
Once again, that straighter is greater look out there for Brian Kretzer. He's been known from years, like you said, for all those years from corner to corner, coast to coast. You know, shows that as we get older and as our bodies change, we have to adapt to make things work, or we're not going to be as successful as we are.
Voss will finish first. Slash will get it done. A double. And Brian Voss will bowl Lenny Borish for a PBA 50 national title. Foundation frame. Big split here last time.
A lot of room. Oh, never it out.
Good reaction, double. Brian Voss is going to bowl for this title against Lenny Borish Jr. Lenny Borish, a runner-up at the South Shore Open, and can anyone stop the freight train of Brian Voss?
I don't know at this point. It's going to be, I think, an exciting, a very exciting. I figured with this match, I knew Brian was going to come out and assert his dominance as quickly and as hard as he could.
It really sets up for an interesting title match because Lenny Borish isn't afraid of anybody.
He's just
Hall of Famers. No, it doesn't matter. And Borish has been there and done that. And yet another Hall of Famer, and Lenny wants to beat Hall of Famers good or better than anybody.
He just quietly goes about his business. Way inside on that one, 3-6-10. Possible 242 now with a spare for Voss. Spare in a track. Gets 242.
Warren Nelson says, who do you like? And we just kind of brought that up, and Lenny Borish ain't afraid of anybody. And he bowled Weber for the title last week, and Voss really wants this title. I'm going to need to see Borish's shots in practice to determine whether he can play inside of Brian or whether he's going to do his own thing.
I like Borish because Borish is going to get revenge for last week.
All right, Warren Nelson says extra motivation for Borish due to losing to Weber last week. And we'll that's why we watch him, isn't it?
Exactly.
Warren's got cash if anybody wants to place a bet.
240 for Brian Voss here in the semifinal match.
Voss is a winner, and he's going to bowl a title match for Lenny Borish for his first national PBA 50 title, and Borish will try to not be runner-up and bridesmaid back-to-back. Good finish for Kretzer. He's shown gutsy performances with his performance at the PBA 50 World and his win in the regional there, and advancing here in a third-place finish for Kretzer as he continues to make finals as a rookie.
He does, and this won't be the last time we see Brian Kretzer because just like we said with E.J. Tackett, it's not a matter of if he's going to win, it's going to be a matter of when he's going to win.
Don't go anywhere, and as I asked the last time I was in this position, please, everyone watching Extra Frame, head over to social networking right now. Twitter, Facebook. I'm going to post a note shortly on Twitter announcing the title match. Everyone, please head to social networking. Let folks know you're watching live coverage on Extra Frame. Coming up next, Brian Voss versus Lenny Borish Jr. for a PBA 50 national title. Only one place to see it, right here on Extra Frame.
PBA and USBC Hall of Famer Brian Voss going into the title match. He'll be meeting another USBC Hall of Famer, Lenny Borish. We'll have the 8 warm-up shots championship match just around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all about. We are ready to start the championship match of the PBA50 Tours Dave Small Championship Lanes Classic here in Anderson, Indiana. It's 25-time PBA Tour champion Brian Voss. He will start the match. He'll be going against a guy from Kenosha, Wisconsin named Lenny Borish, who is also a USBC Hall of Famer. Lenny's won twice on the PBA50 Tour, 31 times on the PBA Regional Tour, and this is his second consecutive tournament that he has led and bowled for the title. So one more round of applause to start the championship match. Good luck, guys.
The John Weber Tracker is an exclusive feature of Extra Frame Online Bowling Channel. It's Mike Jakubowski and David Small, and this is it, title match, and it's going to be a good one. Brian Voss looking for his first national PBA 50 title. Lenny Borish, a runner-up at the South Shore Open the last time around on the PBA 50 Tour. And the tournament leader, as dictated, Brian Voss will begin on the left lane.
Here he goes.
And classic Voss.
Right where we left off.
Classic Voss.
Now it'll be interesting to see where Lenny plays as Brian has moved. We saw the guys way out early. Brian's playing at around 10 and banking 5-6. We were watching Lenny in practice. It looks like he was going a little bit straighter, but trying to use the same area. Hit 10 around the arrows and about 5-6 out to the break point. He gave the last shot in practice a little bit more room out to 3 and left the pocket 7-10. Let's see where Lenny chooses to play. Opening shot. Great shot.
Borish with a little more swing.
A little more swing than Brian, a little more swing than we thought we were going to see Lenny with. Lenny's going to be in around that 10 board. Boom, right over the second arrow. He's going out to 3-4. Snaps that 10 pin out. He's afraid of nobody.
Lenny Borish Jr. was the number 7 seed overall after 2 days of qualifying. 16 games, he was 7th, averaging 226.38. Borish then goes 5-1 in match play to snatch the tournament lead. And it's a strike apiece title match. Here's Borish, first crack to the left lane.
Looking for a quick double. Oh, and a solid 8.
Oh, my.
Well, great shot. Lenny just opens with 2 pure shots. Ball takes the 5 pin straight back off the 8. And the 8's wiggling just a touch at him. Tough break. Right off the bat.
There was no wiggle there. It was nailed.
It was awful.
Oh, jeez.
Make your spare. And he does. But, man, that hurts. Come on, as a tournament leader. And 2 great shots to open the match. Solid 8 pin. Man. Should have been a quick 10 pin lead for Borish right there.
Brian Voss also earned 2 buys into the matrix of fairness. He finished 3rd overall with 120 entries here, and Brian averaging 229.31 for his 16 games of qualifying.
Let's see if Voss can take advantage of that break he just was handed on a silver platter.
Wide.
Oh, there it
And he
is.
got it to go, and down comes the dagger.
Quick double for Voss. Brian gave that ball a lot of room. Right around the second arrow. That thing's teetering out there on 3. Bam. Down goes
the
the
reaction.
dagger.
You don't think Voss wants to win? 4-2 in match play to Borish's 5-1.
You can see him exhaling, trying to get his emotions down, get his balance in check to execute here. 3-bagger to open the match for Voss. Will open a 20-pin lead early against Borish in our title match. Gnarled on it.
Too much.
Soft. Really hit that ball hard at the bottom. He was a little bit soft with the speed. You see him, he hit it right around target. He's a little soft. Ball catches early. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Surprisingly, not a difficult spare for the pros. Brian's going to throw hard and straight at the 3-6. Let the ball take out the 10. Shoot the 3-pin over and kick out the 4-7.
It's about making the baby split a little thinner than you'd normally do it.
Hard and straight. Oh, and there it goes. That's what we're talking about. Atta baby, Brian. Awesome shot there.
Extra look.
Borsch leaves a solid 8-pin, and then Brian just says, I'm going to stick another nail out there.
The 3-pin got the 4 and the 7 in succession, and
Wow.
Voss stays clean and a 5-pin advantage.
Wow. If I'm Lenny Borsch right now, I'm thinking, what did I do to deserve this already?
Borsch has been around. He won't let it get to him. Third frame. He just trails by 5.
Come on, Lenny, get one for us. Solid
Oh.
10-pin.
Stone, disgusting 8 and 6 around the 10.
Another great shot by Lenny. Just wraps that 6-pin around the 10-pin. Great shot. All right, good spare. So Lenny right now only finds himself down by 6 pins. Interesting number early.
Hey, it's early. It's within a mark.
Interesting number early.
Borish, best finish this season was that second last week at the South Shore Open. He was a winner in 2012 at the Senior Sun Bowl in the Villages in his PBA50 Tour debut. And then he won the PBA50 Miller High Life Classic back in 2013 for his second national PBA50 title. He's up in the 4th.
There he goes. Walks that one out. Gets a mixer.
Lenny likes it, and don't be surprised to see a few fist pumps out of Mr. Borish.
Disappears out of our picture and mixes those pins up. Been the premium hit here this week at Championship Lanes. Has been the lighter hit. Brian Voss, after that awesome split conversion, leads by 6 early in our title match here. Stepping up on lane 34 in the 4th frame. Blew the rack apart last time. Oh, yeah.
No doubter. A little more muted reaction this time.
Again, the prettiest release in bowling. And just pow.
Key shot here, and I'll tell you why. He doesn't strike here. Borish can step up in the 5th and take the lead. And Brian Voss can double up and make Borish strike twice. Big difference.
I think if this one's even close, Brian's just going to just go wild with this shot. For a 16-pin lead. Oh, yeah. Never a doubt. And you see Brian's reaction. Awesome shot. Sends it way, way out there. Brings it back. Beautiful shot by Brian Voss.
Voss takes the circuitous route back to his spot. It's a good one.
It's a good match,
you
Mike
knew
J.
it was going to be. Now Borish lost to Weber at the South Shore, facing another Hall of Famer. And now Borish, chance to cut into the lead here, 5th frame.
Strike here, cuts the lead of Voss down to just 6 pins.
High.
Little soft.
Avoids a split.
4-7. Lenny got that ball a little farther inside. You see he's a little left of the second arrow, which means he didn't quite get it far enough out to that break point. He didn't quite get it out far enough. Leaves just a 4-7. He'll still only be down about 16 pins. Good cover.
Missed opportunity for Borish. Instead of stepping up here to try to take the lead, he's now got to try to set himself up and not let Voss get too far ahead.
And you see Brian back there in his own world. Back there not paying attention to what's going on, kind of just focusing and zoning out.
He's fun to watch. When he's in a roll, he'll pick a spot. And then when he's on the other direction, he will move to another spot until the spot comes back. It's fun to watch. High.
Try again for the 4-7.
Fast 8.
Both shots that Lenny had the last 2 frames, Lenny was a little inside of his mark on the lane 34 and was again a little bit inside of his mark on lane 33. With the softer speed that Borush is using, he's got to get that ball just a little bit wider. He's got to be around 5-6 instead of 7-8 right now. Cross lane for the 4-7. All right. Pin lead right now for Mr. Voss.
Can take control of the match. 6th frame, double working.
Bang, bang, Mike J. Oh,
my!
wow.
Talk about the agony and the ecstasy
Jeez,
in
did you
less
see how
than a
wide
second.
he went that one? My God, that is out as wide as we've seen anybody go and almost left the pocket 7-10.
He goes from the agony of almost leaving the pocket 7-10 to the ecstasy of catching the messenger, and the result is a 10-pin. All of that happening in a fraction of a second.
I'm like getting excited back here. All this excitement out there. Cross lane for the 10-pin.
Hey, it's what you expect after 2 days of qualifying.
Exactly.
Guys beating their heads in match play, short sprint formats. The pressure's never off when you consider the matrix of fairness.
Fairness.
And especially once you get to the classic stepladder battle, there is no time. You must perform, and Brian has done it for so many years in front of so many audiences. And it's a privilege to watch this one.
17-pin lead for Boss right now.
Everybody getting their money's worth here at Championship Lanes. Title match. Final 4 frames.
Oh my.
Stone 8 for Borush. Stone 9 for Voss.
We're seeing a little bit of everything in this championship game. Big splits converted. Tough pin carry breaks. We've seen a solid 8 by Borush, a solid 10 by Borush, 2 solid 10 pins, solid 9. Oof.
Cover this to maintain a 16-pin advantage.
Hard and straight at the 9 pin. Attaboy.
Key shots of the match here for Borush. Needs 2 strikes to cut the lead to single pins.
Coming into the 7th frame right now. We talk about critical shots. Lenny right now really needs a double 7th and 8th. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Flush.
All right. This sets up a great situation here, Mike J. Right now, Lenny is down 17 pins as we see another great shot by Lenny. Moves the ball out. This one set up nicely for him. Got the reaction out.
He put it there in the back of his mind. You know he's thinking,
No 9 pin.
no 9,
No
no
9
8.
pin. Right here is the best shot of the match. Is the most critical shot of the match right now. He is down 16 pins with a double here in the 8th. He will cut the lead down to just 6 pins and make Brian come get it.
Borush with a huge double, and he cuts the lead to single
Oh,
pin.
yeah. Now we got a match, Mike J.
Match on.
Great shot by Lenny.
And an extra look.
Basically really hits it hard, gives it a little extra room. Pow. 10 down. Cuts Brian Voss's lead to 6 pins.
Anybody not familiar with Borush, that's what Borush is made out of.
Right now, if we were to project out strikes all the way across, Borush can go out for 237. Voss can go out for 243. We have a match, Mike J. Eighth frame. Oh, yeah.
6 gets the 10. He
Smacks
didn't
that
send
10 pin
it
out.
as wide that time on the right lane.
He did not. He gave it the heave ho. He hit right about 10. Went out to maybe 5. Snaps the 10 pin out. Brian on this next shot has just a 6-pin lead. Brian must strike here and double up, or Borsch can step up and shut him out with a strike in the 9th and a double in the 10th. So now this is the most critical shot of the week for Voss. Voss must strike here in the 9th, or Lenny can step up and throw a strike in the 9th, 2 strikes in the 10th, and shut Brian Voss out. Brian taking a little extra time. He gnarled on that one. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Drops the hammer. And you hear the crowd into this right now. Voss just gnarled on the bottom of the swing, out to the 3 board, gets the half pocket 10 out. Great shot.
Lenny Borsch will finish first.
Lenny steps up here in the 9th frame, pops the strike, will cut the lead to 6. We'll have the opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the match in the 10th frame. Lenny must strike on this ball. Oh, and soft hand. And you see his reaction, just disappointment on that shot. Gets the ball right about to his mark. Didn't look like he quite caught it all, and you see his reaction. Cross lane for the 10-pin. Already makes it. Sets up the situation right now. Lenny Borsch needs a double in the 10th frame to make Brian get a spare and a strong count. The best that Lenny Borsch can do now is 216 with all 3 in the 10th. Brian right now is pacing at a 2:23 pace. Lenny needs all of these strikes to make Brian step up and get a mark and a strong count. And what I mean by a strong count is a 7 or an 8 count better. And leaves the 4-9. Oh, nice! Attaboy, Lenny.
Lenny Borsch has seen all kinds of carry.
Solid 8, solid 10, possibly solid 10 again, and now 4 goes into the 9. And you see, where was that earlier? Well, all in a day's work.
Lenny used every part of everything to get that strike.
All right. One more strike, and that's going to force Voss to step up and throw a mark and a good count. Lenny's taking a re-rack on lane 33 right now, kind of settling his heartbeat down a little bit because he knows that he can put the pressure back on Voss. And Voss hasn't been in this position on the PBA50 Tour in a long time to go for a title. Where Lenny last week finished 2nd, and he knows what it's like to be in the winner's circle.
Yeah, veteran move too. Make him wait. Needs a second hit in the 10th.
Got to have this one. Oh, and leaves the 10-pin on a high hit.
.206 with the stick.
Gave this a hard pitch and just a little extra finger at the bottom. Kicks out the 4-pin but leaves the 10-pin. That's going to let Lenny finish at .206. Brian Voss right now.
Victory lap.
Needs a 9 count on the first ball. And he's a winner. 9 pins, and he's a winner. He'll have his first PBA50 National Championship. And I will bet you that he's going to fist pump and run this one all over the place.
Straight up the gut. Take the count. Brian Voss, you're a national titleist once again. Brian Voss, first national PBA50 title. He's the champion at David Small's Championship Lanes Classic champion. David, we appreciate your time in the booth. Thanks for being a great host, and we're not done with you yet. We'll see you at Pro Bowl West.
Yes, you will. Thank you, Mike J. We enjoy having you guys, and great to have a champion, Brian Voss, here for our inaugural tournament.
David and I are heading lane side, and we'll talk to our champion next.
Sit tight. We got Mike J. Laneside from ESPN coming on board for an interview. So it should be a good one. Mike J., everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable John Weber.
Bowling fans, it's an historic evening. We're live on Extra Frame, and we watched this gentleman win 25 times on the PBA Tour, and he became a PBA50 player, and this one was missing from his resume, and no longer. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Dave Small's Championship Lanes Classic, PBA Hall of Famer, first national senior title, Brian Voss. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Well,
It's certainly, for anyone that is familiar with your career and watching you during this event over the first 2 days and especially today, it looked like Brian Voss 10, 20, 30 years ago. The fire is still there, and you're a champion, a national champion once again.
well, thank you. I want to thank the host here and the sponsors, all the help. You guys did a wonderful job. All the fans here, thanks for coming out. Without you, I can't show off. So really, thank you very much. Winning, you know, it's a little cliche, but winning never gets old. I get old, but winning doesn't. It's just nice.
Hey, you bought yourself a pretty nice birthday gift. You got a birthday coming up tomorrow.
Yeah. It's my birthday tomorrow, by the way, and I'll be 2 less than 60. So do the math. It's a nice present. It really is. If my mom's out there, my son's, hello. Thank you, Mike J. Thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to watch you work, and I'd like to get into the guts of how you worked and managing this PBA50 cheetah pattern. Your approach through the qualifying and then surviving a couple rounds of buys, get you into match play, and then position round you moved up, and then the title match.
Well, you know, ball speed was really important. I'm one of the guys who plays the game. I try to do whatever it takes. This week, we definitely needed some ball speed. I got to tell you, I bowled some events this year, and I'm stuck between 6th and 10th. I was hurt one week and didn't cash, but all the others were 6th and 10th, and it starts to wear on you. And Weber, Pete, not you, John, Pete, thanks for not showing up. Thank you. But even if he was here, he was going down, so that's for you, PDW.
And Walter Ray wasn't here as well, but an incredibly strong field, and for you to get through this, put me in the head of your head as you get into the title match. It's a title match, and just your thoughts on lane play and your opponent and the other things, because I see you work, and it's fun to watch you work, but what was going on between the ears?
Well, the right lane had a little bit of hang on there. You know, if the fans out here and all you watch, it had just a little bit of hang. The left lane was hooking, so I ended up moving about 3 left, and I actually kept my eyes in the same spot. And I just said, get it. If you get it to the gutter, it's going to hook back. This game, it's a lot to win. You know, when you're amongst all these guys and the little tricks you have to do. I was going pretty hard and straight, and then I found a little something when I moved left, and I could hook the ball. So. You know, I work. There's not one moment where my mind isn't going, and I'm always working.
And it's fun to watch you work, and strikes are great, but I thought a great momentum builder was the big conversion of the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, and the 10.
I make a lot of splits. You know, my comrades out here, they know that, and that split right there, I'm more than 50% on it. I really am. So it wasn't that hard. It's just I've just got a good feel for making that type of split. But you know, you got to knock them all down, and you know, it's in my book, by the way. Immediately, whatever you leave, the very first thing that enters your mind is make it. If you think you're going to miss it, then you probably will. So, you know, you got to just think you're going to make it right away.
Brian Voss, PBA Hall of Famer, you're a national champion once again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And let's bring up David Small, proprietor here at Championship Lanes, for the check and trophy presentation.
Brian, on behalf of all of us here in beautiful Anderson, Indiana, here at Championship Lanes, and the good-looking GM here, Angie Collop, we want to present you with the Champions Trophy. Congratulations on winning our inaugural event. We will have everyone back. We'll have everyone back next year again for our second tournament, which is going to be really exciting. And we'd like to present you with a check for $7,500, Brian. Congratulations.
Sure it is.
You've done real well. You know, you've been around for a couple weeks. We get to see you one more time, or twice, or just, yeah. And he does a wonderful job. My hat's off to you guys, and thank you. Just really, thanks for hosting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. What a wonderful champion. Give him a round of applause, guys. Standing ovation for Brian Voss. First-time winner on the PBA50 National Tour. Back to Mike J.
David Small, thank you. And once again, congratulations to Brian Voss. And how about a big round of applause for everybody here for all the fan support and your great applause this evening. Thanks to everyone here in Anderson, Indiana. We're not done with David Small. Action continuing on Extra Frame. Coming up on Sunday, it'll be the DeHaze Insurance Group PBA50 Championship from Pro Bowl West in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And stick with us all week live on Extra Frame as the PWBA Tour will conduct their U.S. Women's Open through Saturday. All live on Extra Frame. I'm Mike Jakubowski for Jeff Goodger, for John Weber, for David Small, and everybody here. Thanks for coming, Anderson, and thank you for watching live on Extra Frame. Good night.